Women in Minnesota, they might be a little happy to hear about a new survey. It says that Minnesota is #1, at least when it comes to certain things. So March is Women's History Month. Wallethub compared the 50 states using different criteria that speak to the needs of women. So like access to health care is one, high-paying jobs is another. Minnesota came in at #1, followed by Vermont and New Hampshire. So it kind of looked at 15 different areas. And I think that we get these studies all the time. We know that Minnesota's a great place to live. We're told over and over again. We talk about the low unemployment rates, you know, how well we do in the economy. But to see that Minnesota tops the list for women, Susan Elizabeth, that's kind of a cool thing to see.
It really is. I mean, it gives us hope here. We've talked so many times on this show about the wage gap and the way issues are right now.
Yeah.
It's a little hope for people who are out there. Now, I still wonder for the people out there who don't have jobs, the racial disparities, things like that, they might think, hey, we still got a long way to go. But it's definitely hope.
Let's talk about some of the areas that Minnesota did well in. Kim, I don't think a lot of these are a surprise because lowest unemployment rate, we tie for #2 in the nation. I love this, the highest percentage of women who turned out to the 2012 presidential election. We were in the top 5, so things that we're across the board pretty good at, but nice to see that that's still kind of something that the women are still holding at the top.
It is. And the voter turnout, Minnesotans just do well across the board anyway in terms of comparing to the rest of the country. So hopefully we can have a good turnout today for Super Tuesday. But, you know, to me what was interesting about this survey was it broke it down in terms of blue states and red states of how women fared. And it was overwhelmingly that women did better in blue states. And that caught my attention because Minnesota, we know, is a pretty high tax state. We have social programs that we pay for, but that seems to be maybe giving a boost to women in some way.
And you look at, Jason, some of the states that didn't do so well. You look at dropout rate for women. Arizona's in the list. I think a state that a lot of people say, like, okay, that'd be a great place to live, to raise a family. That's up there. That's also in one of the lowest voter turnout states as well. So something like that. I mean, Hawaii is in there. We even have California for the highest unemployment rate for women. So kind of some surprising states on the list, too.
I think the key here is noticing, are there areas where women are outpacing men? Or, you know, so you think in Minnesota, you think, all right, we have an unemployment rate that's good all around the country. You would be concerned if women were doing worse than men. And it seems like in most of these categories, when you look at things that as a whole we succeed at, women are doing at least as well or a little bit better here in Minnesota. And I think that is kind of the meaningful nugget that you can take out of this, that it doesn't just say like, hey, we're doing great in all these things anyway. It says, okay, that is true, but historically you might see women lagging in some of these areas, and you're not seeing it here, which is good. Very good.
Good.
Go Minnesota.
I think we're pretty happy to live here.
I'm surrounded by women. What do you want me to say? Like, I mean, can a guy get a break in this world? Like, no, we're very happy to have the women doing well.